Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells within you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him, for God's temple is holy and you are that temple. Greed, lust, vanity, pride, envy, wrath, sloth, and the most deadly, gluttony. The 7 deadly sins of mankind that God has tried to warn us about, to protect us from, but we've all failed, haven't we? Over 70 million American women, children, and men are obese today, with another 32% being overweight and 8% being severely obese. That's almost the whole country. The whole country. That's 333 million Americans who are either obese or overweight. That's 333 million people who are at risk of getting serious, debilitating illnesses due to excessive fat. And there's more. Fad diets, crash course exercise programs, and diet pills. These are the top 3 most popular gimmicks to lose weight. Why am I calling them gimmicks, you might be asking? Because they don't work. And what exactly is the point of a gimmicky solution? It's a waste of your precious time. Gimmicks simply aren't sustainable, if they even work at all. Don't you want something that works and keeps on working, not just a yo-yo solution? From prescription weight loss medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, and Zepbound, to over-the-counter supplements and products like metabolism boosters, fat and carb blockers, herbal weight loss teas, and diet patches. Have any of these things ever worked for you? You don't have to answer that question because I already know the answer, and it's a hard no. Do you want to know why it's a hard no? See, we've had the answer for a long time now. So long that when you find out, you might even think it's ridiculous. The answer's actually written in the Bible. Yes, that's right, in the Bible. We've had the answer written right there in front of our eyes for over 2,700 years, and it's only recently that we discovered what message was being gifted to us. Because you see, reading and understanding are not the same thing, and we've only been reading up until now. God set out a long time ago to help his children, and somewhere along the way, we all lost his message. He told us that gluttony would be the end of us, yet we have a world that's not listening. Why do you think these diet pills haven't worked for you? Have you tried every fat burner under the moon? How many times have you listened to a health company tell you broken promises? Take this pill twice a day and all your fat will be gone, burned off like grease. Don't lift a finger and you'll be thinner in 2 weeks. Just follow the instructions and you'll lose 20 pounds in 17 days. We promise. Does that sound familiar to you? What about lose weight without any diet or exercise? Or all you have to do to lose weight is take this pill right here. Does that sound familiar now? And let me ask you again, has it worked out for you? Of course not, because God already gave us the answer, and that's not it. Diet pills and fad diets don't work because they don't follow the word of God. God has been guiding us from the very start, whether we want to listen or not, always leading us towards the right path. So how many things have you tried in an effort to ditch the extra weight? Let's start with the diet pills. This might be hard for you to hear, and I'm sorry, because you've probably tried about 10 different types of diet pills and programs, and none of them work. If they did, they probably worked for the first week or month, and then you ended up right back where you started a few months later, or even worse, you probably got even fatter. How many times has this happened to you? You start off on a weight loss pill and lose 10 pounds in a month or two, everything's going great, and then the results start to taper off. A couple of months later, and you've gained all of that back and more. By the end, you've yo-yoed and you're even heavier than when you started. This is because diet pills that claim to make you lose fat without any work are one of the biggest health scams in modern history, and you, like so many others, have probably fallen for it. Matthew 24:24. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. If you don't believe me, or if diet pills have worked long term for you, then please turn this video off and go enjoy the rest of your blessed day. I want you to go out there and tell all your friends about it, how well it's worked for you, and help them too. That is the way of God. But if you're one of the other 333 million plus Americans who are suffering from being overweight and obese, an answer has finally arrived. There is a way to safely and rapidly lose weight, but it's not how you think. In fact, it's the opposite of how you've always thought. Everything you thought you knew about losing weight is about to change, and it's nothing you've ever heard of or seen before, I implore you. This unique solution, unlike so many of the other ones you've heard about, is real. This isn't smoke and mirrors. And no, it's not another diet pill scam swearing to help you melt off 12 pounds of unwanted fat in 22 days, because fat can't just melt off of you like that. That's not how fat works. It's never worked that way before, and it never will. Any company that tries to sell you something else is fooling you. Your body burns fat 3 main ways, all outlined in the calorie equation. And what exactly is the calorie equation? The calorie equation from Harvard Health states that there are only 3 things that can allow you to burn fat. First, it's your genetics. Yes, there's proof that genetics can affect obesity. The Human Genome Project was carried out from 1990 to 2003 by a group of international researchers determined to map out human genetics. What they found out was astounding. Around 250 genes can be associated with obesity. Second, it's your level of physical activity. What goes in must come out. How many calories you burn in a day directly relates to how much weight you lose. It's simple math. How many calories are in a pound? There's about 3,500. How do you lose a pound? You need to lose those 3,500 calories. Simple. Third, the calorie equation states that the rate at which you burn fat depends on how much energy you burn at rest. The more muscle you have, the more energy you burn. The less muscle you have, the less you burn. So what does all this mean? This means that a person can only burn fat through one of the 3 ways mentioned in the calorie equation. There's no other way possible. Again, there's only 3 things that can contribute to burning fat. Those 3 things are your genetics, how much you eat versus how much you burn, and how much muscle you have. Do you see something missing from that equation? There's no diet pill included in the calorie equation. That means all of the diet pills that you've been taking are bunk. They haven't worked for a reason, and I just told you why. And when there's a rare case where a pill does work because it follows the calorie equation, there are always painful side effects that they don't want to talk about. Side effects that pharmaceutical companies spend millions on to hide from you or distract you from. Let's have a look at some common diet pill scams. Let's see if anything sounds familiar to you. Ozempic. This is currently the hottest one on the market. The latest fad because so many famous faces are taking it, and it's the big thing in Hollywood right now. It's a blood sugar regulator, so a diabetes medication meant for people with type 2 diabetes. Not for people without type 2 diabetes who are just trying to lose some fat. And what do you think happens when you take things that you aren't meant to take? This one's a really old lesson, isn't it? Let's see. Famous faces like Tracy Morgan, Terry Dubrow, Stephen Fry, Sharon Osbourne, Heather Gay, Claudia Oshry, Amy Schumer, Emily Simpson, Gigi, Dolores Catania, Patty Stanger, Chelsea Handler, and so many more. But what they don't tell you about is the side effects of taking Ozempic. They only tell you the glamorous side, how much weight you'll be losing, how much better you'll look in that little black dress. Well, what about the mental issues that come with it? Volatile mood swings that you can't control? What about the chronic stomach pains and problems that can last for the rest of your life? Here's an article from NBC News about the makers of Ozempic and Mounjaro being sued over cases of chronic stomach paralysis. Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, the drug makers behind Ozempic and Mounjaro, failed to properly warn their patients about the possible risk of severe stomach problems. How could a pharmaceutical company do that to people that they're supposed to be helping? If they're making the drug, isn't it their responsibility to properly warn patients before irreversible damage is done to their bodies? Do these pharmaceutical companies hold no liability to their patients? New research from the University of British Columbia has highlighted these risks associated with taking type 2 diabetes drugs for weight loss. Mohit Sodhi, a graduate of UBC's experimental medicine program, says one of the doctors conducting the research was quoted saying this: "Given the wide use of these drugs, these adverse events, although rare, must be considered by patients thinking about using them for weight loss. The risk calculus will differ depending on whether a patient is using these drugs for type 2 diabetes, obesity, or just general weight loss. People who are otherwise healthy may be less willing to accept these potentially serious adverse events. The risks that come along with taking type 2 diabetes medication should be limited to people with type 2 diabetes. They have no other solution, so it's a risk that they need to take. But what about you? If you're a healthy 45 or 55-year-old who just needs to lose weight, is that same risk worth it to you? Here's a 26-page lawsuit filed on behalf of Jacqueline Bjorklund, a mother from Louisiana who suffered severe vomiting, stomach pain, gastrointestinal burning, multiple emergency room visits, teeth falling out, and throwing up for hours on end. What's crazier, the lawsuit also claims that both Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly knew of these potential dangerous side effects and still chose not to properly disclose any of this to their patients. Imagine that, knowing that your drug could ruin people's lives forever and not telling them. Maybe you're a mom or a dad, a grandma or a grandpa. Imagine not being able to help care for your children anymore because of crippling stomach pains, all because you were trying to lose a few honest pounds. Everything in your life turned upside down. No more being able to cook for the family, walking the dog, or even basic tasks like cleaning the kitchen. All of that gone because you decided to try some Ozempic to lose a bit of weight. And we haven't even gotten to the mental issues that can come along with taking Ozempic. We've barely touched the tip of the iceberg. In addition to all those physical problems and pains, you can come close to losing your mind too. That's what happened to Jenny Kent when she started taking Ozempic. At first, everything seemed great until she was persistently stuck in a state that was confusing, sad, and debilitating. Physical health problems that can last a lifetime, mental issues that alter your everyday life. What else could possibly happen? Imagine taking a weight loss drug today and tomorrow you're no longer you. Your mood and personality completely change and you become unrecognizable, even to yourself. When you look in the mirror, will it be worth it? How much damage can you do to yourself? Honestly, I don't think you really want to find out. Mounjaro. This is another blood sugar regulator that's all the rage right now, which can have similar side effects to Ozempic. Famous faces that have taken this one are Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and Lauren Manzo. And because all of these famous people take these drugs, it makes you want to take them too. It builds a false sense of security for ingesting something unknown. You think to yourself, well, if Amy Schumer is taking it, so can I. All these celebrities are taking it. What harm could it possibly do to me? They wouldn't take something that could be dangerous to their health, would they? Well, wait until you hear what happened to Amy. Possible side effects of Mounjaro are sudden pancreatitis, severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, hypoglycemia, gallbladder deterioration, abnormal thyroid growth, and severe allergic reaction. These celebrities also experience the dangerous side effects of these drugs, but we don't really hear about it because the media doesn't want you to know. Here's an example. Actor and broadcaster Stephen Fry commented on taking Ozempic and how it just kept making him more and more ill. Steven took some Ozempic to help him lose some weight and maintain it. He just wanted a normal life like you, but instead, he ended up throwing up like a chemo patient over and over until he couldn't take it anymore and had to stop Ozempic. Can you imagine how painful that must have been? Remember when we were talking about well-known comedian Amy Schumer earlier? Well, here's a touching comment from her and her experience with weight loss drugs. Ozempic made Amy so sick that she couldn't even do a simple activity like play with her son. What life is that? A life where you're so impaired that you can't even love your children properly. It's not fair to your children and it's not fair to you. These negative side effects aren't special. They affect celebrities too. They're human, just like you. And you know what else is crazy? Even though all these people are getting sick, these drugs are still being sold to the masses for weight loss, with no consideration being given to your future and your children's future. Amy Schumer couldn't even play with her son. Imagine that happening to you. No more school events, no more playing sports with them. What if you could never do that with them again? All it takes is one little pill or injection. And then there's the other side of the weight loss scams. Empty promises of losing significant weight without doing anything. Eat anything and everything you want. Just take these 2 pills and miraculously drop all the pounds. But instead of losing weight, you might lose your life. Just like some of these popular diet scams of the past. Do any of these ads look familiar to you? Hydroxycut. Recalled due to reports of death due to liver failure, heart problems, and muscle damage. Pondamin and Redux. Recalled due to heart valve defects. Oxy Elite Pro. Recalled due to liver illness and adulteration of supply. Diatech Diet Aid drops and tablets. Recalled for sudden extreme high blood pressure. AIDS AM/PM, VitaSlim capsules, Power Slim packets. It's never worked before because it was never meant to work. And these companies know that and still don't care. Because why would they care when they're not personally invested in a solution for you? A solution that gets the weight off of you and keeps you alive and healthy. Not a solution that leaves you 10 feet deep in the ground. The pharmaceutical industry generates over $500 million every year in the US, and that's not because they have your best interests at heart. The pharmaceutical industry needs one thing to survive: and that's sick people. Sick people generate money because sick people use the healthcare system. Sick people need medication, sick people need to go see the doctor more often, and sick people need more resources than healthy people. Without sick people, the pharma industry would crumble. Without sick people, there would be no need to make any more medication, no need for more medical equipment, and no need for these pharma companies. And do you think they would ever dare to let that happen? Ask yourself earnestly, do they really care about you, or do they really care about their wallets? Let's look at another example then. Martin Shkreli, also known as Pharma Bro. You must have heard of him, right? Also coined as the most hated man in America at one point, Martin Shkreli is a former pharma executive who decided to raise the price of a life-saving drug by 5,000%. While he was the head of Turin Pharmaceuticals, he notoriously raised the price of Daraprim, which is an anti-parasitic medication used by patients with suppressed immune systems, from $13.50 a pill to $750. $13.50 to $750 per pill. That's a 5,000% increase in price per pill. 5,000% for people who were in desperate need of medical care due to weakened immune systems. People who needed doctors and compassion, and instead they received a 5,000% hike on their necessary medication. Does this sound like pharma cares about you? What if tomorrow everyone suddenly became healthy? Imagine a world with no more disease and sickness. What would happen to the pharmaceutical industry then? If they cared about your best interests, would they lie to you over and over and over in the name of making money? Would they lie to you about how sick their drugs would make you? Would they fail to warn you that you could suffer debilitating symptoms for the rest of your life? Would they hike your medication prices to astronomically unaffordable numbers? Would they? Ask yourself again. But do you know who does have your best interest at heart no matter what? God does. John 3:16-17. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. So, as time has kept showing us over and over, if we want to find the right answer, we really need to listen to God's words. Not listening to him has been pretty catastrophic so far, and it's about time we started. He's been trying to tell us from the start, but we just haven't been hearing him. It's been right here in front of our faces this entire time. The easy path has always been outlined for us. But where? In his holy teachings and scriptures, of course. God has always left pieces of himself behind for us to learn and grow from. Pieces of him are everywhere. We just need to open our eyes to it. And what's being said to us in this quote from John 3:16-17, God's always been trying to save us. He did it through his love and his teaching, and even sent us his Son to guide us from our sins. We've always been given the right answer. But whether or not we choose to listen remains with us. He spoke to us in the beginning, and deep in his scriptures told us that gluttony is the root of evil. Now, what does that really mean? It means that we've been doing it all wrong. We can't become fat and then expect a magic pill to burn off all of our fat without any work or consequences. That's not how life works. But we can stop the fat before it ever gets to us. That means cutting the head off of the snake. And how exactly are you going to do that, you ask? How do I stop myself from gaining more fat? Well, I'm here to tell you how. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Albert Einstein. You need to stop doing what you've always been doing if you're not getting the results you want. That is the definition of insanity. Insanity is continuing to take diet pills that don't work, following exercise programs that don't work, and listening to advice that just does not work. And I don't want you to be insane. I want you to start getting results, to lose the fat that's always been stubbornly clinging to your midsection and body, causing you to lose self-confidence and vitality in your life. I want you to stop losing to fat, to stop losing to your urges to pile toxic, unhealthy foods into your body and destroying that temple that God gave you. I want you to get your life back and go be the person you're meant to be, to go do all the activities with your kids and grandkids again. Take them hiking in nature, to play in the playground with them, and maybe even ziplining. Because the most important thing in life isn't money. It isn't nice cars or fame. It's time. Time is the most precious commodity that we have as humans. Everything else in life can be replaced, but not time. It's the one thing that everyone wants more of, but the one thing that nobody can get. And once you lose it, it's gone forever. So don't lose your precious time on earth to fat. It's just not a fair exchange. Myself and my dedicated team of nutritionists and health experts have spent the last few years researching on how to repair this massive issue that so many Americans battle every day. And after countless tests and trials, we've finally found a real solution. A real solution with real results. Real results that will lead you to a healthy and happy long life. Hi, my name is Dr. Jesse. As a doctor of pharmacy with a degree in biochemistry, I've been concerned with health my whole life, and I channeled that passion into a long career in medicine and fitness. I graduated from the University of Toronto with a degree in pharmacy, and I continued my career in that direction. I knew as a child that I wanted to spend the rest of my life helping people become the best versions of themselves, and that this was my true calling, so I made sure to follow that path. I spent years of my life helping people become their best selves, and in turn, enabling them to take their lives back. I stood by them as they fought their demons to get to the healthiest versions of themselves. And then it became really personal. I started to watch as my family and friends relentlessly battled the bulge, with some of them losing. I painfully had to watch a dear family member lose their battle with weight when my cousin Jason lost his wife Lauren 2 years ago due to heart issues. And she was only 46. 46. That's only halfway in a person's life. She still had halfway to go, and heart problems took her time. She lost her time, and her girls lost their mother. She left behind 3 beautiful children, a boy and 2 girls, and all they have left of their mom now is beautiful memories and pictures. Every time I go over and visit them, I think about Lauren, and it kills me that I couldn't have helped her sooner. I look over at my cousin Jason, and it pains me to feel that I failed him in some way. I feel like big cousins are supposed to look after their little cousins after all. So sometimes we have to lose the most important things in our lives to do something really drastic. I already had to go through it, and I really don't want you to have to do the same. This is a really personal battle for us. We know what you can lose by not dealing with this early enough, and it's beyond painful. It's something we truly hope you never have to go through. In all of my losses and pain, I knew that the answer lay somewhere in the light of God. So I went back to the beginning, and there I found it. It was gluttony. Proverbs 23:19-21. Listen, my son, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat. For drunkards and gluttons become poor, and drowsiness clothes them in rags. Gluttony is what's crippling everyone. The inability to control appetite and get the right kind of calories into your body. See, Americans are simply eating too much. And it's not just about eating too much. It's about eating too much of the wrong kinds of food. Let's face it, we are at war with eating too much. Nearly every single one of us in this country. We're bombarded with an unlimited supply of fast food, junk food, sweet treats, and empty calories. It's not your fault. It's the American system. On your way to work in a rush? Grab a donut. A quick lunch break? Well, that means a quick burger. And when you're done working and exhausted, there's some fried chicken right around the corner. There are 13,528 McDonald's restaurants in the US as of February 13, 2024, compared to 2,189 Panera Bread locations or 3,381 Chipotle restaurants, which are both much healthier options. You can see just by these numbers what I mean by the system just isn't working. There's just so much more unhealthy, empty calories for you to choose from no matter where you look. It just isn't fair to the American people. These indulgences are in your face every day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep. And yet you're always expected to make the healthy choice when they make it really hard for you. Why would you make the healthy choice when you're already exhausted from life, struggling to get through the day, raising your kids and working long hours? You're already drained, and then you're expected to drive extra far or do extra work just to get some healthy food? It's hard to do that. It's not easy at all. Life is hard enough. And that's when you make the quick choice and you pick up some fast food for your dinner. You eat the burgers, fries, and then you finish off the soft drink too. And you don't realize it, but you've actually just participated in gluttony. The average American fast food meal is about 12 to 1,500 calories. That's because all types of fast food are super high in calories, fat, sugar, and sodium. It doesn't have to come from a drive-thru though. You can buy the same stuff inside your grocery stores too. At 1,500 calories a meal, you've almost reached your total caloric intake for the day. The average grown female needs about 2,000 calories a day, and the average grown male needs about 2,500. That means that if you're a woman, that one fast food meal is equivalent to 3/4 of your total caloric allowance, which doesn't leave you with very much room for the rest of the day. So what do most people do? They go over the caloric limit and they become gluttonous. Exactly what God told us not to do. They'll eat another big meal after their fast food lunch because high in calories doesn't mean it's filling to the body. All those calories are actually empty, full of toxins and saturated fats, but super low in nutrition. You can consume all the fast food in the world and your body would still be starving. That's because you'll be lacking all the essential vitamins and nutrients that a normal person needs to live. And that starvation of the body translates into hunger of the mind, and hunger of the mind turns into gluttony. Honestly, I just wasn't okay with knowing this information. I've spent my whole life trying to help people to be their best selves and live happy and healthy lives. So how could I go on like this, knowing that my fellow Americans were eating themselves to their own departures every day? Literally 333 million of them. I had to find a way to stop it, to help the millions of Americans suffering every day, to help stop the next person from going through what Jason and his family had to go through when he buried his wife Lauren. So we all put our heads together and forged ahead, where we found nothing short of a miracle. After our team's years-long dedication to finding a solution, we finally did it. We tested and tested until we discovered something never before seen by the world. No, this isn't a fat burner or another broken promise. This is a lasting solution. And what it will do is stop those calories from ever getting to you. And what's better than preventing something bad from happening before it does? Let me ask you a simple question. Would you rather stop a bullet from hitting you, or would you rather risk trying to heal after getting shot? The answer's pretty clear, isn't it? America has been sick for a long time now. We've been sick with gluttony, whether we'd like to admit it or not. According to research from the University of Michigan, 1 in 8 Americans over 50 shows signs of food addiction. 1 in 8 is a really high number. Think about 8 people you know, and out of that 8, there's 1 person with a food addiction. And don't think that it's always your fault too. Life only gets more and more stressful with all the current world affairs that are going on. We're going into an economic recession, countries are starting wars left, right, and center, and tensions are high. Stress plays a huge role in your eating habits as well. For example, studies from the American Psychological Association show that 38% of adults have reported eating unhealthy foods or overeating in the past month due to stress. Once again, a really high number. That's almost half. Now, why does food addiction occur? There has to be something causing 333 million Americans to become sick, right? Well, it's actually super simple. It's called dopamine. It's a chemical in our brain's pleasure center that gets released when we compulsively eat, especially foods that are tasty to us, which usually means highly processed foods, foods that are extra sweet, salty, and fatty. This rush of dopamine that you get becomes addictive, and you start to feel high after eating a lot of delicious food. That euphoria keeps you wanting more and more. That high is called dopamine. It's essentially a trick your brain is playing on you. And the group of adults most likely to have food addiction, 50 to 64-year-olds. So it's really not your fault. I know you're tired of being overweight or obese. It's painful in more ways than one, and you've been suffering with it for a really long time now. You probably can't even remember when the last time was that you felt good about yourself. I told you at the beginning of the video, and I'll say it again now. I'm here to help you. If you're suffering from the pain of trying to lose weight without success, I have the answer for you. The answer you've been waiting for a long time now. No more shameful hiding from your friends because you don't feel good. No more shame stepping out in public. No more achy joints and knees from being too large. You're finally gonna take back control of your life, and I'm gonna help you do it. It took us years, but with the devout help of my team, we've discovered a never before seen formulation of natural ingredients which destroy gluttony. My team of committed health experts and nutritionists spent years figuring out this special formula. We broke everything down on a molecular level and used science to back everything up. What makes a person gluttonous, and how do we stop it using science and meticulous research? It took years of work, dedication, and testing, but we had a mission and we didn't give up. And then we finally got it. A special 2-step formula to stop the fat from ever getting to you, an end to being fat. A simple 2-step formula that you take throughout the day. A blend of all natural ingredients in the right proportions and taken at the right time to end gluttony. A 2-step formula that has never been sold in the United States or anywhere else in the world for that matter. In the morning, all you have to do is take our special all-natural formulation, which has been scientifically proven to help curb your appetite throughout the day. That's it. Super simple. Just take 2 little all-natural herb capsules with your morning coffee or tea. And yep, you can still drink your morning Joe or whatever it is. Tea, coffee, or espresso, you can have it all. It takes less than 2 seconds of your time to stop gluttony in its tracks and start giving your body what it actually needs. Watch your appetite subside like it was never there. That's the first step. You'll find that you start thinking less about food and you'll be less hungry overall. You'll choose smaller portions when you do eat, and you'll start saving a lot of money at the grocery store. Imagine shaving off a couple $100s every month on your grocery bill. Money that can be spent elsewhere on more memorable things, like on vacations, family, and meaningful pleasures in life, instead of spending it on toxic waste that we've labeled as food. It's all about eating less so that your body gets a chance to burn the excess fat that's already been stored, especially that dangerous visceral fat around your organs that you can never get rid of, that belly pooch in midsection. I want you to do something for me right now. It's gonna take 1 second of your time. I want you to reach down and get a good hold of your midsection. If you're standing up, sit down and grab onto that chunk that collects around your middle. How much fat do you have in your hands right now? Be honest. See all of that there? That's your visceral fat spilling out from your organs and collecting around your waist. That's the extra overflow. We're gonna stop more new fat from gathering on your body to give your body a chance to burn off what's already there the right way. We need to do this step by step if we're gonna get it to work for real this time. And by real, I mean we're gonna get it all off and then keep it all off once and for all. I know you're tired of doing things that don't work. It's exhausting, I know. But this time, it's gonna work because you're going to do it right. And that comes in the form of a 60-day guarantee. If it doesn't work, it's on me and it's free. That's right, you heard me. It's absolutely free. Just return the bottle, empty or not, and get your money back, because that's how much I believe in this. I know it sounds crazy, like how could some all-natural formulation keep you from overeating and then stop you from getting fat, right? Well, I'm about to tell you how. The 80-20 rule. Weight loss is 80% what you eat and 20% exercise. That's the general equation for weight loss. Ask any credible health or science source and they'll tell you that this equation is it. I'm a doctor and I'm telling you that that's it. Do a quick Google search if you want and you'll see it repeated over and over and over. So what does it mean? 80-20 means that how much weight you lose depends mostly on what you put into your mouth, not how much exercise you do. You can run all day long, but if you're overeating in calories, you'll still gain weight. You've heard so many outlandish claims from diet companies that say you can eat anything you want and still lose weight. And I'm gonna tell you again, one more time, because I really care about you and this cause. It's not possible. It's really not. If it was possible, then you wouldn't be here right now, would you? Listen, you've wasted enough time and money on products that don't work. Enough is enough. It's time to stop losing to fat, to being unhealthy and undesirable. With my help, you are gonna get the best version of you. So, green coffee and tea, what's so special about these two things? Well, when you take it in the right amounts, it will stop your appetite in its tracks. Craving bad foods will be a thing of the past. No more clogging your arteries with toxic fatty waste. Say goodbye to binging and overeating yourself slowly to your passing. The first step is to just take 2 capsules of the specially formulated green coffee and tea in the morning. And remember, this is a 2-step program. We need to slow down your appetite all throughout the day, and this is just the first step to do it. Consistency is key. There's a reason why you've heard that one before. I promise you, it's super easy. Easier than any other diet program you've ever been on before. There's no struggle here. All you need to do is take the specially formulated green tea and coffee when you wake up. 2 capsules, and you're done for the first step. That's it. It can't get any easier, right? As soon as you take that special formulation, it'll start working on suppressing your appetite naturally and safely. You'll find yourself craving less food in general, and when you do eat, you'll get full a lot faster. And in a short time, cravings for unhealthy junk foods will slowly minimize. That's because as time progresses, your brain will begin to rewire itself to eating less and less. And how is that possible, Dr. Jesse? You may be asking yourself this right now. Well, I'll tell you. Our years of meticulous research led us to discover some really cool things. In scientific studies published by the National Library of Medicine, green coffee extract has been shown to greatly reduce appetite in adults. But we also have green tea extract in our formulation, and there's a really good reason why. We found that this combination of the two was actually much more effective than using either green coffee or tea alone. And the National Library of Medicine agrees. Their study also reached the same findings, and they were able to determine that this combination affects so much more. Green tea and coffee together are much more effective in improving blood pressure, energy levels, fat metabolism, and sugar metabolism. It not only curbs your unnecessary hunger, it also transforms your metabolism for the better. Imagine revealing a whole new you, from the inside out, to yourself, to the world, and to your friends and family. Wearing that little black dress or those jeans that have been getting dusty in the back of your closet for years, it's time. Our green coffee bean extract is really special. It's never exposed to heat, allowing it to maintain all of its health properties. We also extract it using both water and ethanol, which means it has a full spectrum of compounds. This is a much better method than using just water alone, which is what you'll find everywhere else. So trust in this formulation because your days of gluttony are done. That's right, you can say goodbye to gluttony forever and say hello to the rest of your life. Imagine waking up one day and feeling like you've just turned the clock back 10 years on your gluttony. Well, that's exactly what's gonna happen after you follow this 2-step program. Then there's the green tea extract that's also in there. Green tea is super healthy for you in general. In fact, ancient cultures like the Japanese have been drinking it for thousands of years. They love green tea for its health and regenerative properties. However, green tea has 2 very important compounds in it which contribute to weight loss and appetite suppression: green tea and catechins. Scientific research has shown that caffeine is a stimulant, meaning it increases fat burning while suppressing appetite. That means it gets your body into go mode, revving up your internal engine so that it burns fat more efficiently while stemming your hunger at the same time. Green tea catechins, or particularly EGCG, which is epigallocatechin gallate, can actually help boost metabolism and reduce fat. That means you'll be burning more calories at rest, which means burning away more fat in less time. And we don't want to waste any time. Let's get you to your best self as fast as possible. Listen, I know it's about time that you found something that works. Summer's here, and it's time for you to fit into your old clothes again. All those memories of better days that have been hanging out in the back of your closet for years. Let's do it, because our 2-step program will have you eating less and looking your best in no time. Just follow my instructions, and you'll see nothing short of a revelation. Like I said earlier, I believe in it so much that if it doesn't work for you, it's free. That's right. You have a 60-day refund guarantee. If it doesn't work, send back the bottle and we'll refund you all of your money, every single penny. But you won't be doing that because this time it's going to work. Now, I want to share with you a few personal stories from the people whose lives have been changed forever by these amazing discoveries. Here's a heart-touching testimonial from one of the many success stories of my 2-step program. Before I reveal the 2nd step, I first want to share a clip with you. It's a video from Jenny Baker, a mother of 2 from Louisiana, who's been on my 2-step program for 6 months now. And it's completely changed her life. Just like Jenny Baker, you can feel amazing about yourself today too. Feeling bad about yourself, not being able to wear the clothes you want to wear, that's a thing of the past if you follow my 2-step formula. Remember, as long as we keep you from adding on more excess fat, the fat that's already on you will start burning just to keep you alive. And that's where the pounds will start to melt off. Because you need calories to breathe, to walk, and to work, and to blink. The first step of my formula will hold your appetite at bay, making you eat less in the mornings and afternoons, giving your metabolism a chance to work off all those extra pounds you've packed on over the years. We're gonna slow down the input so your body can burn more on the output. Okay, so we've been talking about the first step over and over. You're probably wondering, well, Dr. Jesse, what about the second part of the formula? I'm going to tell you that right now. The second step of my special 2-step formula is just as easy as the first. Don't worry. Again, it's going to take you less than 2 seconds of your life. Myself and my team of researchers and nutritionists knew that we had to keep holding appetite back if this was going to work. The first step in our special formula has caffeine in it, and we knew that we couldn't have you taking that all day long, so we had to find a way to continue the appetite suppression into the evening if this was going to work long term. Consistency, consistency, consistency. We all know that sleep is really important for your daily bodily functions, including your metabolism and how you hang on to fat. We had to protect your sleep while keeping gluttony at bay. Well, after years of research, we figured that one out too. We had to make sure that we could keep holding appetite back in the evenings and at night without affecting sleep. So what did we find? We found a very special cactus. Not just any cactus, but an edible one that grows mostly in India. And this Indian cactus is very special for mostly one reason. It stops your hunger. That's right, a cactus that stops your appetite. And this is brand new to us in Western society, but it's actually an ancient method that's been used for thousands and thousands of years by the Indian people. Indians eat it raw or by simply boiling it first. Others cook it as a meal with spices and condiments. But it has a strange smell to it, and honestly, it isn't very pleasant. So we took it and we put it in a capsule form so you'd never have to go through that. We sealed and extracted the special Indian cactus into an all-natural capsule so that it would be easy for you to take. Take 2 capsules of my special night nighttime formula, and that's it. You'll find you won't have as much of an appetite at night either. Aside from curbing your hunger, this cactus will also boost your immune system, combat abnormal cell growth, type 2 diabetes, ulcers, chronic discomfort, and more. Here's one testimonial from a devoted customer in Georgia. Her name's Julianne, and she's a store manager and a mother of one. GlutLess changed Juliana's life, and now I need to change yours. Do you want to continue like how your life's been going? Do you want tomorrow to be just like yesterday? Today is the last day that you'll ever be in gluttony's company again. Enough is enough. Are you done with feeling crappy about yourself? Are you done with being overweight, lazy, and sluggish? Are you done with living half a life? Are you done with waking up every morning, dreading your day because your weight affects almost every aspect of your life? You're done. Just hit the button below this video and pick your package. Remember, for this to really work, you need to follow my system from beginning to end. That means the AM and the PM formula. You'll find that you won't be eating as much as before, and we need you to keep that up from morning until night. We need you to stay consistent. No more falling off the wagon anymore. With my special AM PM formula, your appetite will be gone like yesterday. Remember, we're keeping that fat out and stopping new fat from getting a chance to get to you. The morning formula stops you from overeating in the daytime, and the evening formula stops you from doing it at night. 2 all-natural capsules in the day, then again at night, and you'll see your waist shrink right before your eyes, and the inner you will begin to shine. That's a 60-day guarantee straight from me. Remember, you've got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. So just hit the button below to pick that AM PM package and get on the road to consistency. Get on the road to wellness and redemption. You've been waiting.